Jordan Love played lights out at the end of last season for the Green Bay Packers in his first year as the starter. He threw for 4,159 yards, 32 touchdowns, and 11 interceptions, 64% completion percentage, and was one of the best quarterbacks in the league, especially late in the year. Now, remind you, it started off rough. It was not pretty. I'm expecting a huge jump and continuation into next season. And if you look at his playoff stats, you got a lot to be excited for. In the playoffs alone, he threw for 466 yards, 5 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. His average yards per completion was over a yard, higher than it was during the regular season. His completion percentage was 3 percentage points higher than it was in the regular season, and he was balling. Most of his unit is back. They're missing Aaron Jones, but they added Josh Jacobs. His receiving core has stayed intact, and they're all returning, and I'm expecting a monster year from him and his young group of guys. I'm excited to see what they can do. Now look, this leads us into the next conversation. Can Jordan Love put up an MVP type of season? I think he can. We're going to dive into his 10 best plays, break them down start to finish, and show you exactly why I think he has what it takes to be one of the best players in the league. And if all things go well, he could be the top player in the league next year. Let's dive in. All right, we're going to start with play number 1. This is going to be a run play with a run alert. We have a fade up top over here to Romeo Doubs. We have an insert block for the safety, and we're going to run straight punch or jab to the right. So what Jordan does a great job of here is understanding the defense, understanding the structure. Again, this is 1st and 4, so first down. Coaches are going to be very aggressive to handing the ball off, but Jordan being who he is, he's not afraid to sling it, and he's going to count the box. He's going to see what's going on. Look. Gives one last peek. You see it. He sees the guys creeping. Look at his head right here. One last peek over. And he's going to take his quick drop, get away. The great part about this is normally coaches teach you to take one step and throw the fade. Jordan, understanding that this fade is coming from the 4-yard line, that he has to eat up the cushion, it'll take a little bit longer. So he's going to take a little bit longer of a drop and drift. And then watch his ball placement. This is what makes Jordan so special in the red zone and where he got better and better as the year went on. Fade away, up and away. Nobody else can get that but his guy. I also love that what you see here is he's not just throwing it high and making it like a jump ball, got to dunk on somebody. This ball's kind of on a line, up and away. Like this ball would have landed way out here if nobody was there to catch it. That's such good placement. This is early in the year. Romeo Doubs is a monster in the red zone. He's got a great frame, good hands. And this is number 1 reason why I think Jordan Love could climb his way to an MVP status this year, because he's going to have these options. They are going to give him reads where it's either a run or a pass. They trust him enough with his arm. They trust him tremendously now at this point going into this next season to be able to make these plays consistently. And he's going to have more green lights early, and it's going to add up throughout the course of the year. And you can even see from this view, look at the velocity this ball has. He doesn't throw this like a traditional, I guess, old school fade. He puts this on a line. Doesn't allow the DB to get his head around. It's a timing throw. It doesn't mean you have to be perfect, but he was perfect. Just watch how that develops this year. Money. Now let's go to the second reason. 4th quarter, down by 6, 3rd and 3. Ball on the 8-yard line. Let's set the stage. This situation here, 3rd and 3, you need a first down. If you got a shot for the end zone, you're going to take it. But at this point, you've just got to guarantee that you can get 6 points. You're in 4-down territory because you're not going to settle for a field goal. And this is what we have. We have man coverage outside with outside leverage. We have man coverage off that will funnel into a lurking linebacker. He's playing kind of off. Let's see. Jordan takes the ball. Holds coverage with his first step. This is something we talk about a lot. Like Jordan pre-snap knows he's going to Doubs. It's 3rd and 3. He's going to take his shot for the end zone right now. He's got a fade ball to Doubs, what we just saw. First play of this video. Left, right, good throw. Good timing, balls out on a line, back shoulder fade. But look at his tempo. This is the thing that Jordan has gotten so much better at over the years. He understands how his footwork and timing needs to change depending on the route, the coverage. Is it press? Is it off? Does he have cushion he's got to eat up? What's the down and distance? And especially in the red zone. This matters more in the red zone than anything else. And now look, this is the same throw as before, but he's in the shotgun, meaning the ball is going to take a split second to get to him. He doesn't have to use more of a drop. Like all these things matter so much in the NFL as it pertains to timing and accuracy. And watch Jordan's tempo on this. Left, right. He's already winding up before he sees where he's going with the ball. Ball out, up and away, back shoulder. Gotta have it. Doesn't wait till 4th down. Like, watch how smooth he is. He knows exactly what he's doing, but more than that, he knows how he's gonna do it to increase his probability, increase his odds of this being a successful 3rd down conversion / touchdown. He knows that this is the only guy that could fly out right now and get influence on this. Also, he knows that the corner on the right side is playing leverage that's tough to complete a fade on. So, with that being said, an outside leverage DB, which you cannot see in this view, you're gonna have to throw this ball more back shoulder, more up and away, where if the DB's playing inside leverage, the receiver has a better chance to beat him to the back pylon. All these things he has to take into account in this critical situation in this game to win this game. So look, eyes down the middle, gets this guy to just kind of stay there, not make sure he's not in the lane. He shouldn't get in the lane anyways, but if he does fly out, that could be a problem. Left, right, already starting to pat the ball, ball's out, on a line, up and away, where only his guy can get it. This is perfect. It does not get any better than this. And like we said, the DB was playing outside leverage. He's going to end up getting up top. The DB is going to be on top of the receiver. Receiver's not going to be able to beat him to the back pylon anywhere in this direction. And he just happens to put it in the absolute perfect spot for his receiver that's an absolute dog in the red zone. And in my opinion, this whole video is about becoming an MVP player. Red zone football, getting touchdowns instead of field goals, is what allows some guys like Jordan to elevate into that MVP conversation, to go from 30 something touchdowns in a year to 45, 50 passing touchdowns in a year, or using his legs. That's going to be the difference. They're going to be getting to this more often than not early in the season, and it's not going to take them till week 9 to consistently hit at this clip. We'll watch it one more time. Look at the tempo he throws with balls up and away. Like, I don't care what DB's there. You've got to be 6'6" as a DB with crazy reach to get to that point, and it's just not happening. Dobbs does a great job of ripping, tucking it away, and that's all she wrote for that one. All right, so this is a very similar theme here. We're gonna say critical situations, 3rd and 7 in the red zone. Gotta find some points, and there's gonna be a theme. Romeo Dobbs in the red zone. I love it. Now look, pre-snap, what do you see? You have a linebacker over a tight end, which kind of tells you man. You have guys staggered, 1, 2, 3, meaning they're playing man. You have a safety, and this guy's probably playing man over here. But what these safeties are doing is they're actually coming to basically kick over and double on this side. And these Pittsburgh Steelers defenders are basically going to say, these two guys, they're going to play man-to-man here. He's going to get presence, but he's really going to be looking up crossers. It's a way to play 2-man for them, but also kind of help out the passing strength, knowing that the Packers personnel-wise are not really trying to get these guys the ball. So the safety's going to kick. And that's what I'm seeing pre-snap. So with that, we have motion. He runs with him. That confirms it's man, but watch the secondary. If he were to go right now, he's still not going over there to help. They're trying to stop these crossers, knowing that Green Bay likes to rip it on there, like to rip it here. That's what their game plan is. So Jordan with this motion is gathering information. On the way back out, he's running. Jordan sees these guys start to communicate. They're saying, stay, stay. Now they're ready to pass this off. Probably get a flat here. I've not seen this play yet. So probably get a flat here, maybe some sort of pivot, whatever. And this is what we're looking at. Jordan takes his drop, gathers information on his first step. So concept wise, we have this concept they called basically CO, choice out with a corner. Looks like we're going to get some sort of mesh, but we have man. Jordan takes his drop on his first hitch. Look at this. This is what I love. Jordan is so decisive. 1, 2, 3, and he takes a quick 3, which if you understand quarterback play, the way that this is taught is a nice tempo 3 and a hitch. Jordan is lower in the red zone. He's on the 8-yard line. So he knows his 3-step drop has to be quicker. Obviously, that's why his feet speed up. When you watch these guys play and you know how they're coaching a West Coast system, you can start seeing how they understand the game by how their drop changes in the red zone. He has a corner route that is out leveraging a safety. What does he do pre-snap? This is what he's seeing. He sees this guy settle his feet to attach. He sees great leverage here, and he also sees angled shoulders here. He's obviously looking this way. He quickens up his feet, takes a real subtle hitch, and whips this. This is not your routes on air corner. He's adjusting his throw type, adjusting his feet speed, everything to account for the fact that they just dropped him, and he's going to deliver a dime to the back corner of the end zone to none other than Romeo Dobbs. Like, do you see the margin of error? And that's the thing. Like, this is 3rd and 7. If he is late to this throw, if he doesn't see it in the way that he sees it, if he doesn't take in the pre-snap information that he's taking, he misses this because of timing. And timing, like everyone in the NFL has arm talent, but he's understanding the flow of the game, the feel of the game, how it changes in the open field versus the red zone, and what he has to do within his little footwork, within his little bubble of playing the game. If you take everyone out of this, take all these defenders off the field, this is a routes on air rep. He doesn't even get collided with or anything. Jordan understands this and speeds it up and delivers a dime to Romeo Dobbs. with somebody in his face too. Like there's no room for error, and he's hitting this and he's hitting stride and he's having these plays come up more often than not where there's very room for error all along the way. And we're seeing it more and more consistently as the season goes on. So again, this angle, 1, 2, 3, ball's out. He's not going to get drilled, but he's got a guy in his face. If he misses this throw anywhere else, this is a missed opportunity. But Romeo Doubs, again, third play on this clip that we're building, red zone problem, absolute problem, and I love to see it. Watch it from this view. It's gorgeous. 1, 2, 3, first hitch, ball's out. My God, I love it. Moving on. This is something that Jordan Love had a really tough time with his first time around when he had to play against Kansas City before he was the starter. He struggled this early in his starts against cover 0. Kansas City Chiefs, critical situation. They're trying to steal one in the red zone. They like to go cover 0. Now watch this, start to finish. They got a play called. We got motion across. Now look, he's going to go can it. He sees cover 0 starting to come. This is having a plan, and Jordan Love has a lot of plans now. He knows what he likes in the red zone. He knows what he likes when he in the meeting room throughout the week. You're being asked, okay, cover 0, what do you like this week? What do you feel comfortable with? What are the concepts? He has a plan now. He's not just going along with what he's being told to do. He's having constructive conversation in the room about a plan that he wants to have with the staff and what they all feel comfortable with. Now look, Jordan Love, you're going to get zeroed. Your tight end, you're going to keep him in protection. You're going to get a full slide this way. What does that mean? That means if you get pressure, the pressure is going to be leaking from the outside. It also means that you can give yourself a slight drift over here. Now look, concept-wise, he goes over here, sets this way. He has something that gets buzzed out into. He doesn't like it. That was your first answer. So your 0 answer here is to throw this rub concept. This guy's going to be playing off. You're going to get a freebie here. You're going to move on, right? That's the first answer. Now look what they have on the backside. They have the knife concept. So you have a through route here, and you have a deep in back here. It's going to be off the screen. I love this so much because pre-snap, what you're being told is it's cover 0. We're going to get our 0 answer. You're going to get the ball out of your hands quick because you're not going to have time. Okay, bam. He's losing ground to throw his 0 beater. Oh, wait, it's not full 0. They're having a popper come out. Damn, okay. What does that mean? It's not there. Okay, in my mind, what's my backside concept as you're dropping back and having a plan? The through doesn't win, and this is like a prayer at 3, especially when you know you're getting a lot of pressure. What does he do? He gets all the way backside, gets ready to release the ball in the timing that he knows he should be releasing it, and this is where you see this little shoulder pump. You have to almost anticipate that this backside in will be winning by the time you get your eyes to it. So he's about to let it go. Right here. He's loading up to throw it. He's going to throw this ball right here. That's where he's expecting Christian Watson to be. Now it's the NFL. DBs play good leverage sometimes. Sometimes they don't allow the in-breaker because in cover 0, that's where they know that they're susceptible. What does Jordan do? He knows that it's one-on-one because it's cover 0, and he's going to reset with a guy in his face unblocked as he's drifted left slightly, and he's going to put this ball top shelf on a reaction throw for an us or nobody type of throw. He knows that Christian Watson's going to be wrapping and he's going to be slowed down. Like these are all like naturally what he is knowing is going on with how he puts this ball where it's supposed to be. He gives his guy a chance up and away where only he can get it. And I'm telling you, like, that is not a prayer. He's not throwing up prayers. He is so calculated in how he's getting to these ball placement points, and he understands leverage and defense. He's playing the game within the game. Do you know how many guys in the NFL are taught to, if it's not there, throw it away, get us into 3rd and 11. We have 3 on the board. Jordan is taking calculated shots in the red zone to turn 3-point drives into 7-point drives. And this is case in point. With a guy in his face, this is such a safe throw because of the timing and position of where he threw it. Had he taken another step later, he might have gotten hit. This guy would have gotten his eyes around sooner. By the time that Jordan is letting go of this ball and deciding to throw this, his eyes are nowhere to be seen. He's putting it in a spot where he knows his guy's going to get it, nobody else is. I'm not going to beat a dead horse here, but this is more than just a prayer throw up jump ball. This is a calculated risk that he is just dialing in on time and time again. Look at the ball placement. It's money. Let's move on. Now here we go. Reason number 5. Sometimes you get into a really shitty situation. You're down 20-10. You're at 3rd and 14, and you know a field goal does not help you. Does a little bit, but your defense is having a tough time today. They've scored 20 points by the middle of the 3rd quarter, and chances are if you get a field goal, they're still going to get more points, and you're still going to be down 2 scores. So keeping all of that into account, we have what looks like pre-snap to be a quarter shell. Got underneath coverage. We got a 4-man rush with a load front, and Jordan here knows that this concept that he has might not be great versus quarters. See how it shakes out. So, 4-man rush. You have a deep route. taken by 2. You have another safety that's hunting up the through route. You have a corner with inside leverage, cutting off the in breaker on the backside. You have underneath coverage swallowing up your meshes. You're in trouble here. What does that leave though? That leaves you as a quarterback with your feet. If you can navigate and buy time, maybe get out, maybe you have a throw come up, maybe you can get half of it, get into a 4th down and short. Maybe your coach will go for it, knowing them and their situation they were. Watch how he navigates this. There's nothing here. This is the perfect coverage call for this play. Jordan wants to rip it here. Like he wants to. He's kind of loading up to. He wants to have one of these 2 guys, but he sees them driving on it with both these guys at inside leverage. He goes to anticipate the throw right here. You can see with his shoulders, he's patting the ball, meaning he's setting the throw and reacting to not throw. He goes and resets the pocket deep because when you have wide rushers, it's what you have to do to then squeak up and get out of there. That's something he did really well last year, especially late in the year. You'll see some of those later games, especially in the playoffs, money. Now look, resets the pocket, finds a way to get skinny and get through there. And now he's got a decision to make. Can I run and get this? I don't know. That's tough. You got 2 guys here biting. He's going to fall off. But can you keep your eyes downfield and remain a passer and deliver a dime in the red zone, balls out? But like, look at the timing of this throw. And when we say timing, we talk about the ball pat. When is the quarterback decided to make the throw? This is when he's decided right here. Ball pat, balls out. Look at where the receivers are when he's letting go of this. Like, he's not open yet, but he's going to give his guy a chance to fight through. They work scramble drill a lot in practice. They know when certain receivers in certain spots get to scramble drill, he's going to come in and back out, maybe come in, back out and back down. And this ball is going to be delivered on the money where, again, there's no room for error. These are the plays with Jordan last year that impressed me. It's the touchdowns that he was able to come up with the help of his receivers in situations that the odds were stacked against him. This wasn't clean. It wasn't as designed. And he was able to go make a play with a very, very small room for error. And he made it happen time and time again. Like the plays that he came up with were not just routine wide open plays. He hit those when they were available, but these were not the Miami Dolphins guys running scot-free all the time. Like he had to go make plays and he showed up time and time again. Look at it from this view. So drops back, goes to throw with anticipation, not there, resets the pocket deep, has a free guy, is able to get skinny, keeps his eyes downfield, and money, absolute money. There's no room for error here. He has absolutely no room for error. And I mean, look at where this guy's hand is in relation to this ball. That's what Jordan did a lot last year, and I'm expecting that to continue and honestly get even better as this next season goes on. I think you're going to see more of that consistently. I'm excited. Obviously, the red zone quarterback play is what stuck out more than anything for me with last season, and it only got better. Now let's move out of the red zone, get a few down the field looks. This one was absolutely money. Now look, pre-snap, this is, again, the processing. Like this is where Jordan has elevated so much. Pre-snap, what are they telling you? They're telling you it's cover 3. Maybe some blitz. Who knows? They're trying to disguise. When defense is disguised and you can recognize that it's disguise, typically they're going to go opposite. So if it's 1 high, they're going to probably end up going to 2 high of some sort, whether it's him going back, him buzzing here, him going over the top. They're going to try to get the 2 high typically if they're going to disguise like that. But the cool part of this is if defense is disguised, they're out of position. There's no way to be in position for your coverage zones and disguise. That's the downfall. That's the risk. So what does Jordan do? Gets a little hard count, starts to see rotation happening. Okay, shit, they're not going cover 3. They're going to do something different. Let's see exactly what they want to do. They're going to blitz. They're going to peel. Now he's the deep half over here. They're playing invert, which means he's got to be the deep half. And if you're the deep half, you want to kind of be right down here. Where is he not though? Also, let's talk about the play fake. Let's talk about where his eyes are. His eyes are over here pulling coverage. He's pulling this safety off the hash. They have a middle linebacker on the run through. This is essentially cover 2, but they're inverting. What does he see? He sees a half field player out of position. He sees a linebacker that's got the run through shallower than this guy. He also knows that at the beginning part of this play, when he took his eyes this way, this pulled this safety over here, meaning he was out of position. All of that to say, he now has a streak route right at the middle of the field that is uncovered. Uncovered though is meaning that guys are out of position. If you throw a bad ball here, or if you're late, or if you don't put enough velocity on this will be picked off. These guys will rally, and look at where he places this ball. If you put this ball in the not in the perfect spot, if you put it here, it's batted down. If you put it here, it's batted down. If you put it here, it's an overthrow, and short, it's like you have no room for error on this throw. And what I love about this is Jordan is like at the 3rd level of his plan on this play. Play fake, eyes left, vertical stretch, pull off the hash. You would think that if you looked left at this safety or this deep half player, the corner would start to come this way, but he doesn't. And I love that he like reaction sees it. You can see a quarterback's feet when he's like, oh shit, I got it. He's going through his progression. And you see him get excited. Like, oh shit, let me set my feet to a point where I can get as much power as possible and become a rotational thrower and get everything I have into this ball. Look at where his right foot ends up on this throw. Like, he's not necessarily in position because he doesn't know that this corner is not going to have already overlapped. This is a reactionary throw, but his natural reaction was to stick his back foot in the ground and give everything he has with his hips, and it pulls his right foot all the way through. Like, those are the things that I'm looking at. Like, I know what he's being coached to do on his drop, and I know when he's reaction seeing things. And when he's dialed in, he's got every bit of physical ability to make these throws. And he puts it on a line. And this next view is even more impressive. And we see another read sighting. This one is the most impressive. Watch exactly what we're talking about. So pre-snap, gets it. He goes wide. Oh shit, they're going cover two. Probably going to be invert. All right. Play fake, eyes over. Wide rides. He's the run through player. Got blitz coming off the edge. He's pushing out. Middle of the field's looking really damn good right now. He's patient. He's got blitz picked up. Okay. Now what he could do here is dump it down to Aaron Jones. That's what they tell you. They say replace it. Mike leaves, replace it. Jordan says, oh shit, corner's out of position. The corner or the half field player should be right about here by this point, especially with his eyes going this way, knowing he's moved the safety. That's a lot of field. Resets, gets his little power jump, gets his right hip through all the way, and delivers an absolute dime down the middle of the field for a touchdown. I mean, you can't ask anyone to do that any better. LaFleur couldn't have called that expecting Jordan to be able to process that. That is just like Jordan's doing his thing and he's making this offense his own. I love that. What coaching would say is you see the Mike linebacker leave, dump it down to your back, get 10, move on. That's West Coast. Not with Jordan. He's elevating this offense. Now let's jump to the playoffs. This play says everything you need to know about Jordan. 3rd and 9, backed up, playoff game. You're on the road. You are up, but like this could really flip quick. Now look, 3rd and 9, he's going to change the protection, pre-snap, sees what they're doing, running down on the clock. That's why he's clapping his hands. He's got guy here. He's going to keep his tight end in a block. Line's going to full slide. Concept-wise, they're going to get a little chip here. Probably going to get I haven't seen this play yet. Probably chip dagger maybe. Who knows? Chip release to the flat or chip hook. But let's see. 5 people coming with 6-man protection and a chip. So they're going to have a lot of people in the secondary to stop this 3-man route. Now look, they're basically playing cover 2 here, where he's pushing here. He's going to be this half player. He's going to cut this, and 21 is going to be the middle run through. Ends up being pushed this way though, because there's no vertical threat over here. So now look, Jordan knows that this is a really bad concept versus what they're running, and they have too many people to protect to not stress the coverage. So drops back. He goes to go just try to make a play, get out of the pocket. He realizes that he probably shouldn't do that. He goes and resets the pocket wide. This is so good. So clear out, dagger. Resets the pocket wide. Now drifts back to the new soft part of the pocket. Just created a shit ton of space for this deep crosser. Like, if he did not move, and this is the thing that really gets me. He's told in here, hey, take a drop, 5-step and a hitch, take the in breaker if you have it, or check it down. Check it down in the flat to wherever the back is. I guess he's checking and coming this way. Jordan just naturally does some of these things that are off script, but he's not like risky about it. He was never in a spot here where he could make a really dumbass play. He's going to set the pocket wide. And his guys up front, man, they freaking fight for him. And I love this. Set the pocket wide, get back. And he's going to rip it with somebody in his face to a deep crosser on 3rd and 9, backed up early in the game to keep this drive alive. And he's going to deliver it on the freaking money. Like, he has so many like weird unconventional throws that he just delivers on the money like he's playing backyard football. Doesn't throw it as hard as he can, but it's always on a line. Doesn't throw it too hard. But like, these are the types of plays, man, that these change games. Could you imagine if the Cowboys had forced a punt here on 3rd and 9, they'd gotten the ball back and they went down and scored? Like, field position punting from the 25 isn't going to be like a great field position swap with a punt. The Cowboys go down and score there and it's 7-7. This is an entirely different game when the Packers get the ball back. But they're able to keep this line, at the very least flip the field position entirely, and it all comes off the back of this play. Again, got weird stand-ups. You got Micah Parsons in the A-gap. Like, these guys are checking. The defense is checking as the Packers are checking. And we're going to just like watch it from this point of view. Feels a little bit of pressure. That's probably why he wanted to move, just a reaction. He knows he doesn't have anything good downfield, so like going to try to make a play doesn't matter. Now reset the pocket. Keep your eyes downfield while somebody's closing in. Trust the rip. in stride. I mean, it's shit like that, man. That's the reason why he's going to get paid a bag this year, because he was able to show up on third downs and in the red zone consistently. That's where teams win and lose games. And to have really good quarterback play in those situations is crucial. Now look at where we're at again. We're in the red zone, 3rd down and 7. Like, I don't even know how many times Jordan was able to just show up in the red zone and on 3rd down. It was tremendous. And it changes the course of these games. Again, it's 14-0. If you kick a field goal here, you're up 17-0, and it's the Cowboys. Like, they have a good offense. They could hit fire. We've seen crazier comebacks. They're going to get into this empty set again. Look, you got the fake snap. You're going to get them to show their hand. They want to bring pressure. What does that tell you? What are you seeing here? You're going to get 0. Now he's going to check. These guys are checking now as he's checking. Are they really checking? Are they fake checking? I don't know. We're about to find out. They fake checked, and he knows they fake checked. These guys are coming. These guys are coming. Got man-to-man over here, and you have these 3 for these 3. Again, keeps his tight end in, I believe, to block, so you got an extra floater. Jordan drops back. He's going to buy a lot of time. He gets his little Jay Cutler 5-step straight back drop, the old Ryan Fitzpatrick. And now look. This is what I love about this. The Packers have this dialed up. Keep this in mind. Cover 0. These defenders, the number one thing they're told is you cannot get beat cross face. That's why he's inside leverage to him, and that is why pre-snap, he is inside leverage to him. What is the Packers' answer for this? Look, same here. This guy's got him. He's inside leverage. It's the number one coaching rule in cover 0. Don't get beat cross face. Packers, short motion as the clock's running. They're going to switch release, run a through route, and I believe he's got a Skinner post. That means that this guy, unless he's following his guy man-to-man, is going to have to run over and cover him. But what do? They pass it off. That's their cover 0 rule. Packers know this. Now, as he's running his through route, he's still got his inside leverage, but who has now good leverage on a skinny post? Because this DB stayed outside. The Packers schemed this up, and they were able to check to this versus cover 0. Gets his motion. Look at his leverage that he's running this post on. Jordan sees it, knows he's eaten up, knows he's swallowed. Pause. And he's able to rip this off his back foot with a guy in his face. He's leaning. Jordan does this also a lot. He leans back to throw as guys are in his face to allow that just millisecond, a little bit of time left, a little bit of distance to not let the defender impact the throw. Instead of stepping into it, he's got arm talent, man. That's why he can do that. Look at the ball placement here. This is brilliant scheme, brilliant critical down navigating, and he's able to put this on a dime right where only his guy can get it. Schemed up perfectly. He knows there's nothing he can do about it with the leverage that he had. Let's watch it from this view. Keep it in mind, dude. Like, all these cover 0 answers, like, this stuff matters so much, and every little bit of detail matters in the NFL. Why was he able to hit that? Because of the fucking leverage. He's like, what you're coached as is you want to hit the through route versus cover 0, and he's got a cross face. He's got to win. Jordan takes it to the next level. With a guy in his face, fading away, not letting him impact the throw, knowing that the good leverage is on the outside, and he doesn't throw the post ball with a bunch of air. He's able to put it on a line, hit a guy in stride, upfield shoulder, where one of the better DBs in the league can't do anything about it. Like, that's just special quarterback play. That's why he's got a chance to win MVP this year if he can play like that all year long. Guys like CJ Stroud, they do shit like that all the time, and that's why I talk so highly about them. It's not the big plays that they have, throwing the ball as far as they can downfield. It's the technical aspect of how they're playing the game, what they're being coached to do, and how they're taking it to the next level. Now, welcome to reason number 9. This is the shit that I love. The play design here is pretty cool. It's going to be a bootleg to the right, where they fake off this zone read action, the zone action split zone. He's going to sneak out to the flat. They think they're going to get him. His job is to pick the player that has man-to-man over him. So he's looking, he's trying to hunt him up. What happens here? Micah Parsons goes to make a play. He now takes him. So Jordan's only outlet, essentially, knowing that he's covered with bad leverage out here, he really has nothing. He's got to run, but Micah Parsons is trying to blow this play up. He's basically taken away his number one option, and he can go and attack Jordan. Look at what Jordan does. This is not like, he's not coached to do this. Jordan's supposed to be out here already. He is able to make a play back to the guy that was the pick player that's not even like involved in this concept at all. Watch this throw. This is what I'm talking about. Like, his calculated risks, his ball placement that seems like it's a risky throw, but it's really not, because he's not going to miss. Watch where this ball goes. Again, knowing the play design, it is basically flat to the deep corner, and you have Romeo Doubs setting a pick. He should be taking him, and there's going to be nothing he can do about it. Look at where Jordan is. Out of nowhere. And he sees this guy's body language. But watch how Jordan becomes a rotational thrower to get his hip all the way through. Arm angle to force this ball back to the inside where it's as safe as possible. See if we can slow this down. Look at what he does, man. Look at where he puts this ball. to put this ball low and away, opposite side for Romeo Dobbs. There is no, I mean, does it hit his hand? Maybe. But if you miss this throw here or here or here, that is intercepted and maybe cribbed if he can make one person miss. But instead, that's a touchdown as you're running to your right to be able to stop and throw all the way back across left. Like, these are the plays that Jordan's just, he's in his bag, man. He's in his bag, and that's the difference in a touchdown. They would have been turnover downs here because it was 4th down, or field goals in the red zone. Like, Jordan Love in the red zone, he's one of the best red zone quarterbacks in the league last year, especially on 3rd downs. I'd love to get some of these statistic gurus to let me know, of the 3rd downs in the red zone, who was the best, who had the most touchdowns in the critical downs, because Jordan Love had ice in his veins, and I love seeing it. Here's another view in the playoffs in an away game, nonetheless. Like, look at this. And it's the technical part of this, of how that happened to not get picked, that you just know he is in his bag. I love it. All right, and the last play I'm going to show from this playoff game against the 49ers. 3rd and 7, ball in the 31. So we're creeping into the red zone again. Very critical place. This would be called the strike zone, just outside of the red zone. Places where you want to start taking shots to the end zone. Now look, 3rd and 7. We're getting heavy man. Man. Somebody's got man on him. Could be him. Got man here. They're going to be blitzing though. Also, 3rd and 7, what the defense knows is that you're typically not going to get a free release route here, meaning he has 3-jet protection most likely. Maybe it's 3-jet, maybe it's 2-jet. What this defense knows is that if we bring one to the side of the back, he can then green dog and add on. Maybe they're cross dogging already and they're going to just bet that he's not going to go in free release wide. Long story short, they're able to bring 2 without much risk of the back getting free. Look, they're getting, their body language is saying they're crossing. And they're not. It's okay. They're bringing 1. He's going to wrap. So what we have here, Jordan, 3rd and 7. You're getting 11 plug. So with a plugger, you should have outside leverage. Concept wise though, so backside, it looks like they're running a bow concept, but when you have a guy jamming him and you can't get off the ball, they're trying to run like a switch release out with a corner versus plug. But these guys are outside leverage. It's really tough to do. Jordan, you're going to get pressure. Not to mention, when you get 5 rushing from this defense, this is a little bit different than just any old 5 people rushing. You're not going to have all the time in the world, even though you have 6 to block 5. These dudes are dogs. Fred Warner is a dog. That's a bad matchup, Fred Warner, on any running back for the most part in the league. Love PT, very able and willing, but Fred Warner's a dog. So Jordan, 3rd and 7, you take your drop. Oh shit, pocket is in my lap. Like, that's where he should be setting up. So this with the wrapper, this plugger's not attaching. He's falling down. You have bad leverage in your outbreakers. What is Jordan doing? He's going to fade away, avoid the sack. And this is really tough. Now he's got eyes on Jordan. He's going to be able to rally. Probably going to be really tough for Jordan to get 7 yards to convert and keep them alive to go try to score a touchdown in a situation where they're already down 3-7, I believe, at this point. Jordan, get out of there. Get out of the zone. Sees a guy. He also sees that this DB is recovering fast. He's not going to be able to take 2 more steps to get to a real throwing position to be able to deliver an accurate ball. Most quarterbacks are going to need 2 more steps to flip their hips, rotate, get basically their lead shoulder and lead hip downfield to deliver an accurate throw. You can see he's like lunging, running away as he's throwing this ball right here. It's like a reactionary throw. He's going to almost fall down. Not fall down. But you can see how, like, when you see a guy rolling out on the run, that's not typical. He's rushed that by 2 steps. But critical situation, 3rd and 7, no room for error again. Like, that's a really far throw. That is from the 39-yard line to the 10-yard line. That's 30 yards on a rope with maybe 3 or 4 yards of separation. You cannot leave this ball behind or it will be picked off. And you'll basically lose points. You have almost 3 guaranteed. I don't know, kicking situation, maybe not, but there's no room for error. Delivers it right on the sideline. I remember watching this game, be like, damn, he did it again. He bailed them out of a bad situation with a not ideal play call, and he's going and bringing this to life. Now, this game didn't turn out how they wanted it to, but he made plays like this against one of the best defenses in the NFL consistently, all the way up until the end. Watch from this view. Like, the other thing is, normally when you're throwing on the run, you are slowing down to gather. He's in a sprint for his life to get out of there. And he's able to gather. Look, you can kind of see. Almost a baby stumble. Deliver it on. I mean, that's just awesome, man. What I loved about Jordan more often than not is he didn't make stupid decisions in critical downs thinking he was Superman and that he could just make it happen. Like, he knows here, he's got to hold this linebacker and we should be winning right here. This is where the ball's got to go. Try to hold the linebacker here with your eyes down the middle of the field. You want Christian Watson to be over here, layered over the top maybe second window, but you got pressure, you got to get out of there. Your receiver falls down anyways. Okay, go make a play. Go whip it. On the sideline, critical down, get some points on the board for your team. And that's what Jordan was able to do all year long. If these 10 plays are not enough to convince you that Jordan has everything it takes to be an MVP caliber player, if that doesn't convince you, then I think you're out of your mind, because he can do it. Now, the league is stacked with quarterbacks. Guys are playing out of their minds. There's guys with more physical capability than him, but the way that he plays the position, especially in this West Coast scheme, he's elevating the team tremendously. His receiving core is only getting better. And if they can do what they did in the last 8 weeks of the season or so, all year long, there's no way that Jordan doesn't throw for 4,500 yards, 40 plus touchdowns, have a crazy touchdown interception ratio, and isn't as dialed in as he was this year in that stretch in the red zone and on third downs. I mean, sky's the limit, and this team could be really scary. We'll see how they pull it all together. If you guys liked this video, like this format, definitely like this up. Leave a comment of who you want to see next, what quarterbacks you want. I'm thinking CJ Stroud, giving them top 10 plays. I love it. I'll see you guys next time.